I do like making videos on other teams as well, and I will be trying to do that more often on this channel. And if we was a good team, I would be laughing right now at Tottenham, but we're in a relegation battle. Okay, welcome to another video, everyone. Antonio Conte has been sacked by Tottenham Hotspur, and the last time I made a video on a manager getting sacked, it was Thomas Tuchel at Chelsea, and the reason why I made that video is because of the Maxwell Cornet scandal in the 2-1 game when they beat us. That was me being really angry, laughing at the fact that they got sacked like a week later. And I thought our club was in a good place there, and that's why I decided to laugh. It hasn't aged well at all. But yeah, it is what it is. But this time we're going to talk about Antonio Conte leaving Tottenham. And I will poke fun a little bit at Jamie O'Hara, who made a video or went on Sky talking about Leicester, Arsenal, West Ham, talking about we're coming back and all this. I don't know what coming back means for Tottenham. Maybe it's like top four, which they did come back in that sense to Champions League football. But that's what they meant. Clearly, West Ham rattled him that much that he mentioned us. Fair enough, we're in a relegation battle and Tottenham are in the top four. But it hasn't worked for Antonio Conte. And if you go back at my season predictions, I predicted third. But I got it completely wrong with this whole Tottenham thing in terms of I thought they were going to push on. But I thought after the Jed Spence they might make a Jed Spence transfer. They were going to make a few transfers. They didn't. And when you look back at their transfer window, did Conte want all of these players? Did their board back him with players that he wanted? Now, he was backed with money. He was backed with more money than I think a few of the other managers of recent thing. I think back more than Poch's last season. But did they back him with players that he wanted? They probably should have got a couple more centre-backs. Obviously, Perisic is his guy. Forster was on a free English quota. Jed Spence, why? Danjuma, why? Basuma made sense. You needed another midfielder. Didn't like him tactically. He said he wasn't ready tactically, Antonio Conte said. They got Pedro Porro, good right wing back. That made sense. Richarlison made sense. I don't necessarily rate Richarlison, but it made sense for an Antonio Conte team that kind of character is what he wants. But Richarlison hit back at Conte at the end. Hasn't scored in the Premier League, 2 goals this season. Because he's been in the Premier League, expect more instant results from a signing like him, rather than a signing like Perisic is, your Longleys, etc. I don't know why they signed Longley. I think it was just a cheap loan deal. They put on their website, we can announce that head coach Antonio Conte has left the club by mutual agreement. And this is the only time I really agree with or really see the mutual agreement or mutual consent thing, because usually when they say mutual consent, the manager's been sacked or whatever. Now, you can say he's been sacked. I'm going to put that in the title, he's been sacked. But Antonio Conte clearly wanted to leave. He was never going to stay. But I don't know. Like, I just think it's a bit risky having Stellini for the remainder of the season. I don't think he makes much of a difference. He's Conte's guy. Along with Ryan Mason as assistant head coach, which he's only really got the job because he was one of their own status from the academy. I don't know where Tottenham go from here. Maybe a project manager's better. Go back to be the project manager and try and play good football, because they've been starved of good football for years since Pochettino has left. Pochettino probably shouldn't have got sacked in the first place. If Pochettino comes back, that's his own fault. He knows what it's like to work under their owner. Nagelsmann makes sense because he wasn't good enough for Bayern Munich, wasn't good enough to the top elite level. Now Tottenham have been battling for the just below elite level, trying to get back. So it makes sense for Nagelsmann to go there. But will he go there? I don't know. He wants to manage in the Premier League. I wouldn't put it past him. But my problem is with managers going to Tottenham is if all these managers are moaning about being backed, surely these managers should do some research into the club and on top of the talks they have with the owner before they come into the club. Which I don't understand. Because every manager comes into this club and says, I'm not a fan of the owner, or in more robotic terms. Surely these managers and players, when they go to different clubs, they should do more research. But I know they want to block out the noise, but maybe we shouldn't block out the noise too much. Antonio Conte obviously had that explosive interview after drawing 3-3 with Southampton. And he was right. Probably should have been a bit more accountability, but he wasn't wrong. But he also did say 20 years without an owner and they haven't won anything. Why? Now, they did win something in 2008. Excuse me. I think that's the only trophy under the Levy ownership. But there was a report saying that he made it clear to the owners he was talking about the players. Now, that two of those things don't go together because he was referencing the owners, but then said, I'm not talking about the owners. So it doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, maybe a project manager. They've tried the win now thing, and I was a bit cautious, like Tottenham could do something here. But they didn't back their manager properly. Maybe with players that he wanted. I know backing a manager is a bit of a loose term nowadays. But yeah, I'm very confused on where Tottenham are going to go next. It looks like under this ownership, just watch Champions League football. Even says in the club statement, we have 10 Premier League games remaining and we have a fight on the hands for a Champions League place. We all need to pull together. Everyone has to step up to ensure the highest possible finish for our club and amazing loyal supporters. Now, Levy doesn't care about the supporters. It's just one of them PR ownership things like us with GSB at the time, RIP Gold, but David Sullivan doesn't care about the fans, and neither does Karen Brady. Every club gets this. The Everton fans don't like their owners. Probably Man United fans of the Glazers, Liverpool with FSG. Whatever. There's so many clubs that probably not particular fans of their owners. That already know you don't care about the fans because you're not going to actually do what's right for your club, and that's exactly what Levy does. I didn't really know much about Levy until the Tottenham documentary, the Amazon documentary. I was like, this guy comes off all right. But when I did more research into him, I understood why people did not like him. But I think a lot of Tottenham fans that still like him probably like him more for the fact for off the pitch reasons rather than on the pitch reasons, and probably will argue that they spent money. So what's the problem? I think this could be a whole big conversation. This could be a whole big debate on whether they've actually given players that their managers have wanted, because it's happened before. And a lot of big money signings have gone down the drain since. But yeah, Antonio Conte's gone. I don't know where Antonio Conte goes from here either, because I don't think he's going to get another job in the Premier League. I don't know what other club he goes to. He's already been at Chelsea. He's not going to go to Newcastle because Eddie Howe's going to go. Eddie Howe will be fine there. He's not going to go City, United, Liverpool. Obviously, Chelsea and Tottenham are gone. He's not going to go Arsenal. He's not going to come back to the Premier League. So he'll probably be back at Serie A. Maybe if Allegri gets sacked. I don't know. I doubt Allegri will get sacked anytime soon. They seem to like him there. But anyway, that's the end of the video. Sorry for the lack of uploads for the past 10 days. I will have 2 more videos coming this week. International break is nearly over. And then we're back to normal schedule on West Ham news and whatever. I have 2 videos about West Ham coming up soon this week. You'll be seeing this video now. Obviously, I had the thumbnail prepared of nearly 7 days ago. So yeah, if you guys did like the video, leave a like on the video and subscribe if you're new. Social media's in the description if you want to follow me, and an email for the inquiries. I'll see you guys later.